Right, but I don't understand what's the part about that I may have it all. Like there were you're saying
ongoing case. So if Clarkdale has anything additional, I will send it to you. If they don't, then I won't. I can't send you something I don't have. But there are 7 videos from body cam on that flash drive.
7 videos
They
from
they're not. That doesn't mean one person. That doesn't mean 7 people. That means one person might have 2 or 3 videos because they're only during that time. So if I get anything additional, I will send it to you.
yeah. And the reason why they didn't mention anything about the disorderly conduct was?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I guess you don't. Why the police didn't mention
You were served with a citation.
that the reason they wanted to speak to me was for disorderly conduct. They said exactly why they wanted to speak to me, and none of it had to do with disorderly conduct. Now you want to change it. That's okay. We can change it. But that's midstream, and that's lying.
Well, when you were served your citation, it had disorderly conduct on it.
Are you guys
Yeah, and when the police were banging on the door saying they were going to break the window, they stated the reasons why, and none of them had to do with disorderly conduct.
I actually don't. I you know what? I watched the video. I don't remember. I will go back and double check that. I don't have a. Yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't that have some kind of bearing on this? The fact that when asked what their probable cause is and what I had done wrong and what law I had broken, they failed to mention the main law, the main point that they were there, you're saying? Is that it? And you watched that video, did you?
I did.
You didn't see that part.
I didn't. I know. I said I don't recall.
Would it have any bearing on the case?
Buddy, I'm not going to keep talking to you while you're trying to record me.
I'm not trying to. I'm recording you.
Okay, well, I believe there's a sign outside that says you can't record it.
Yeah, there's the Constitution which says we can. We're going to respect that now. We have a right to be safe in our person and our possessions. It's funny, I know. I know. So that's an extra charge, a fake one, and that's the reason why the probable cause is there, but they failed to mention that.
All right, court is now in session.
Hi, Judge. Just want to let you know I'm videotaping.
All right, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Judge Bradshaw Napper. This is State of Arizona versus Harry Alexander Knight, CF 2025-00003. And we have Mr. Jolly present as the town prosecutor for the town of Jerome. This is the Jerome Municipal Court. And Mr. Knight is present in person as well. This was scheduled for a pre-trial conference at 9:30. I understand that pre-trial conference has occurred. And Mr. Jolly, where are we on this case?
No, I did meet with the defendant. I did give him disclosure. I did explain to him that disclosure is ongoing. If I get anything additional, I will share that with him. I did provide him body cam and a copy of the police report. I also gave him information I want to put on the record. He has made allegations through email that I'm the town attorney, and I am not the town attorney. I'm the town prosecutor. So I actually provided him with the information of the town attorney. So he can do that with that what he will. I just wanted to make sure he understood that I am not the town attorney. additionally, I provided him with some additional information. At this time, he is not interested in any non-trial resolution, so I asked that the court just set this for a trial. To do that, I will orally dismiss counts. I apologize, let me make sure I tell you the right counts here. I'm going to orally dismiss count D and E and go forward on trial with count A, B, and C, which would just be a bench trial.
All right. Mr. Knight, did you receive all of the information from Mr. Jolly, the body cam and police reports?
No, Your Honor. Mr. Jolly is saying that there were only 4 police at the scene and there's body camera footage from 4 police officers.
Okay, well, he's saying that he gave you some things today. Did you receive things from him today? That's my question.
I'm not sure what I received.
Did you receive things from him today?
I didn't receive the body cam footage from all the officers that were at the scene.
Did you receive a flash drive with information on it today that you will look at later?
Yeah,
Excellent. Did you receive paperwork from him today?
I received some paperwork, yes.
All right, excellent. And you've heard the state's request to dismiss counts D and E. I will grant the state's motion to dismiss.
I'm going to object to that, Your Honor.
And so you want to be facing more charges?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I want to be facing every charge that I was charged with because they had no probable cause, so they made up a fake charge. Okay? It's on video. I asked them directly, what did I do wrong? What law have I broken? They listed camping, said I was on private property and had been asked to leave. That's what they said. Those were the reasons they gave.
All right, well,
Not the reason why you're trying to add a new charge of disorderly conduct, right?
all right, so Mr. Knight, to review.
So,
let me talk.
to review-
It's my turn, okay? You're charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct, disruptive behavior, in violation of ARS 132904A1. You're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, in violation of 131502A1. You're also charged with failure to show an identification or driver's license in violation of 281595B. And you are charged with 2 counts of resisting arrest in violation of 132508A3. Those are both resisting arrest charges.
With injuries, the police cut themselves on the glass.
Could you please not interrupt, Mr. Knight?
But don't you remember, they're my victims, you told me last week.
I don't interrupt you, so I'd ask for you to please not interrupt me.
I'm concerned for the poor victims, Your Honor.
The state is dismissing the 2 resisting arrest charges. I'm granting that motion to dismiss. They have not submitted a motion to charge you with anything additional today.
In the interest of justice, though, I request
motion
that
to dismiss without prejudice. And
I object.
your objection is noted. We'll make a record of that.
Is this a record? You're going to make a record? Isn't this a court of non-record?
We are recording the proceedings, as you are, and I'm going to review the court rules that really address your ability to do that. I'm not sure that you can, but
I'm asking if you have the ability to record the court.
I am, and I'm recording them right now
For who?
for the record, so that you can, so that there's a record of the proceedings here today, so that if you make any false allegations, there's a record of what we talked about.
If I make false allegations?
Or if the state does, or if there's anything, that needs to be appealed, we'll have this record here today.
But is the record for you to use or me to use?
Anybody uses a public record.
But this is a court of non-record.
But even though it's a court not of record in limited jurisdiction, we record the proceedings.
You record the proceedings for who?
For all of the matters, Mr. Knight, we've gotten way off track, okay?
Well, I'm trying to understand what
Yeah.
kind of court I'm
And I
in.
told you, this is a limited private jurisdiction court, we handle misdemeanors, which are under the Arizona revised statute and under a town code violation. You are charged with state statute violations. There are 3 of them now because I have dismissed 2 of the 5 with which you were originally charged. The state has asked the matter to be set for trial because you've not accepted the plea offer that was extended.
I'd like to make a motion.
You may.
The first would be a motion to dismiss. Do you want to know any other further details on why I would want to dismiss
You may.
the case? Well,
But Mr. Jolly's gonna have the ability to respond, and then I'll make a decision.
the police didn't tell the truth. They lied. When asked what the reason was for the arrest or the probable cause or detention or whatever you want to call it, the police stated camping, being on private property, being asked to leave, and trespassing. None of those things were happening. I was in, and we all know this here, a privately owned public parking lot park called View Park, where it's encouraged by the society that owns it, which is for the people to visit for the sunrise and sunset. It's open 24 hours. I have video proving this from today, yesterday. I have satellite imagery going back. There are all kinds of vehicles parked there. And as far as RVs go, your town, there's $200,000 RVs every day parking anywhere they want. They just call them Mercedes Sprinters. You don't say anything to them. But let's stay on the point. You're profiling, you're discriminating. But not only that, and your little town can't do that. That's against the Constitution, which you don't understand in this court to even exist, because we wouldn't be here. There's no probable cause whatsoever. There's hearsay from somebody that's unhinged, a former vice mayor, an ex-city councilwoman having some kind of influence on the police. Probably your friend too, huh? So you really think this is going to go anywhere? You guys have been doing this to a lot of people. The police aren't supposed to demand that you talk to them and knock your windows out. We're supposed to be at peace in a private park, I think. We have the expectation of privacy there. Yeah. We don't have the expectation of the police coming and banging on our door or anybody else. It's a private park for the enjoyment of people. This has happened at 5 o'clock. There could be no reasonable suspicion of camping at 5:40 when the officer initially contacted me. It couldn't be. And if it was about disorderly conduct, why wouldn't the officer have contacted me about disorderly conduct? Because it wasn't about disorderly conduct. It was about chasing somebody out of this town who you didn't want here, because that's what you do to people who you don't want here. And there's a long history of people who have that going on in their lives from Jerome. So, it'd be best for everybody to take a sober look at what happened. That would be the best thing, instead of carrying on this farce, this charade, which makes no sense. This is evil right now. You want to sit here and prosecute somebody and put them in, hang 3 years of jail, prison over their heads because they were parked in a private parking lot where everybody's allowed to enjoy it? Locals only, huh? Is that it? Is that what's going on? And then there were no signs saying you couldn't do it in the thing. And at 5 o'clock, the sun set. And I told that the cop I would be leaving when I was done. That's it.
Is that the end of your motion, Mr. Knight?
Yeah, that's the end.
All right, Mr. Jolly, you may respond.
I'm not really sure what to respond to there, Your Honor.
Stick to the part where it's a private park open to the public. How about that? And the part where you had no probable cause.
Mr. Knight, you really need to work on, sort of filtering and not interrupting people. You had your chance to talk. Nobody interrupted you. So now it's Mr. Jolly's time to argument.
Yes, Your
His
Honor.
rhetorical is, I believe his comments were rhetorical in nature, and Mr. Jolly, if you could please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, on March 21st, 2025, within the town limits of Jerome, a citizen called the police and reported that a man was being belligerent, aggressive, and unreasonably noised, and he appeared to be camping in the Historical Society parking lot. The officer drove up, spoke to the witness, got her side of the story, and then proceeded to the identified vehicle to try and get the side of the story of the other person so that he could do an investigation. He did note that it seemed that the motorhome was camping as the lights were on, the shades were closed, and it was parked in a way that would be inducive of that. However, he also expressed that after speaking with the witness that he believed he had probable cause to move forward with a disorderly conduct. He tried to make contact with the defendant who refused to come out. After a lot of other stuff, he was removed from the vehicle, and the probable cause for the disorderly conduct among the other charges was established.
And no officers mentioned that the probable, anything
Knight,
about
Mr.
disorderly
Knight.
conduct. Yes,
Please
Judge.
stop interrupting. I've asked you 3 times.
Hey, you're saying it was rhetorical in nature that the officers didn't mention anything about
Please.
disorderly conduct,
Please
right?
stop
Prior to their,
interrupting.
right.
Otherwise, you're going to be disorderly.
Well, he's not telling he's not,
Please stop interrupting. I find that there is probable cause. I find that what is presented today by defendant is arguing the facts, which is the place for trial, not on a motion to dismiss. The motion to dismiss by defendant is denied. I'm going to set the matter for trial. Mr. Jolly, do you have proposed trial dates?
Judge, I am ready to go as soon as we could do it in May, but I want to give the defendant the opportunity if he wants to file something to file, so I'll leave it up to the court. But I would say either May 15th or June. June 19th would be the appropriate at 1 o'clock.
I was considering May 22nd or June 19th. Mr. Knight, how long do you believe you would need to get ready for trial?
"4 months."
I like to run my court more efficiently than that. I like to make sure that we're keeping on track with some time standards. And so what I'm going to do is, I think, set this for June the 19th. That was a date proposed by the state, and it gives you 2 months out, Mr. Knight. So it is ordered setting the matter for bench trial, and I don't believe that's a pre-trial day, Mr. Jolly.
Right.
June the 19th, we have pre-trials on the 12th. So if we could do it the week after that.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Sort of set the matter for a bench trial on June the 19th. I will send out a scheduling order to the parties today. Mr. Knight, are you able to receive emails?
Yep.
All right, and we have your email address?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
Could you provide that to me? Yeah.
azcorruptioncatcher@gmail.
And I usually do bench trials in the afternoon, but I feel like we might need a little more time, so I'm gonna set it for 10 o'clock in the morning. Does that work with your schedule, Mr. Jolly, and does that work for you, Mr. Knight?
Oh, yeah. I have to check, but, I don't have any paperwork in front of me, but we'll see what Mr. Jolly says.
About how long it will take?
No, if 10 a.m. works.
Yeah, but 10
10 a.m.
is
is
fine.
fine for the state. All right, it is ordered setting the matter for a bench trial on Thursday, June 19th at 10 a.m. in the morning in this court. We'll get a scheduling order out to the parties. And Mr. Knight, my understanding is you called the court or came by the court and there were some concerns about victims and who were the victims. My understanding from the way that the matter has been charged is that two victims, Sage Harvey and Scott Handyman, did request their victims' rights in this case, and that they are victims of the disorderly conduct count A. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And on the release conditions, I'd asked that he have no contact with them except through me, and also no presence on any property owned by the Jerome Historical Society.
All right. The original release conditions.
Your Honor, I object to that, and I object to, there's no buddy from the Jerome Historical Society that's asked me, does Sage Harvey have a connection to the Jerome Historical Society?
I don't know, but she signed she signed her victims' rights with regard to the disorderly conduct. I'm amending your release conditions so you have no contact with Ms. Harvey or Mr. Handyman. You're not to, and this was original for when you were.
Who's Mr. Handyman?
One of the other victims. His name is in the paperwork. I'm already that you have no contact with either of those people. On your original release conditions from March 22nd of 2025, you're not to go near 858 Hampshire Avenue. And
I object to that. Why is that? Nobody from that address has asked me.
You are not to return to that place. That's my order.
Can I ask you why though?
Because that's the place where you are alleged to have committed the crime. So I'm asking that you not go back
What
to
crime?
the location of the
What crime?
The disorderly conduct and the criminal trespass, sir. That's count A and count B.
Criminally trespass from a privately owned public park.
Further, you are not to.
Is that what Your Honor, I'm just asking you to clarify that. Or am I being, what?
Sir, I'm not going to make any factual findings with regard to.
You're the
nature
one
of
that's
crime.
charging.
That's part of the allegation. The allegation is that you were someplace you weren't supposed to be. I'm telling you not to go there. It's going to be the state's burden to prove what the nature of the property was while they prove the elements of the offense of criminal trespass. Is that funny to you, Mr. Knight?
Yeah, because it's a park. It's a private park called View Park.
Then I guess that's going to be
It's hilarious.
The state is going to have the burden of proof to show.
Wouldn't that be funny to you though, Judge?
I'm not gonna
Think about it. It's a park.
Mr.
It's
Knight,
a park with 30 parking spots where people are allowed to park 24/7.
Then I guess the state will have a tough case to prove.
Well, you live here. Don't you pass it every day?
I'm not going to discuss my personal life with you.
It's like we don't know.
What I'm telling you is that you have court, you have a trial on the 19th, and I'm getting very tired of your rudeness.
Rudeness. I was sitting in a park, right, and now I'm here.
Over
And I'm tired of this. And Your Honor, I'm tired of this interrupting my life.
No Sage Harvey, no Scott Handyman, and no properties owned by Jerome.
Who is Scott Handyman? How would I even know where to find him?
Well, you're not supposed to go to him.
But who is he so I don't bump into him? Like, is he Jerome Police or is he Clarkdale Police?
I don't have that information. You should look at the paperwork provided to you by the state.
He doesn't have all the police officers. He don't know who they are. He said that there was other ones from Clarkdale that he didn't know.
The scheduling order, will it have a deadline to file any pretrial motions?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's the deadline?
We'll provide that to you.
Well, can we talk about a deadline right now?
Nope. We can't. I'll give it to you in writing.
Well, he just talked about it.
You just asked me if you were going to get it in writing. The answer is yes.
Okay, Your Honor. You know, I'm just letting you know, I object to all this. This is very much interfering and interrupting with my life. And it's nonsense. Right now, this is about money because you guys want to protect yourself because you messed up, right? It's going to cost money because you can't do this to people. People don't like it. They really don't like it. They want to be left alone. They want to just enjoy, come up and enjoy and go. That's all they want to do. Have a good time, right? Nobody's doing anything to anybody. Just enjoy the mountain, enjoy the scenery. That's all anybody, until they're doing a crime. And you're making all this, right? For what? This is all negative. All of it. And there's going to be so much more negative coming into it. And why? Right? You're wrong. Somebody's allowed to park in a park. It's normal. Sorry if I'm not from here. I just came for 3 hours to go eat a pizza, walk around.
And Judge, I just want to be clear, the state is not requesting that Mr. Knight not be allowed to leave Jerome, Yavapai County, or the state of Arizona. If he wants to travel between now and his court date, the state has no objection to that at all.
Yeah, you guys put this stuff in people's lives and they have to live with it, think about it, deal with it. They don't want to. This is wrong. All of it's wrong. You don't have any defense for it. It was a mistake. Right? That's it. Grow up. Accept your mistake. A mistake happened. You know it's a mistake. It can't be. What kind of loving, kind world would it be if it's like this? People arrest you when you're minding your own business in a private park, telling you you're camping or something at 6 p.m. in a park where it's encouraged to watch the sunrise and sunset. Sunrise about 4 or 5, sunset around between 4 and 8, 9 o'clock. You know, ridiculous. It's not fair. Right now, there's big trucks, cars, everything in that place. We could see it out the window. What are we doing here? It's just going to get worse. This isn't good for anybody. It's just a mistake. Right? And I don't really want to go after the people involved because they made a mistake, but they're people. But they got bosses that own them. You got to pay if you made a mistake. That's it. It's a mistake. That's what I want to put on the record. Fix your mistake. It's better. And learn from it.
No.
People want to come here.